So a series that we feel has the potential to at least go 6, if not 7. Denver regains home court and the unexpected sources, the great stories of the playoffs.
Yes, listen, we talk about the Joker on a nightly basis, but tonight we really have to talk about Austin Rivers and what he did in the fourth quarter. 16 big points, 4 or 5 from 3. I was truly impressed at his performance.
We're going to be joined now by the young man that we feel is the MVP in the league, and we know he doesn't care about numbers. He wants W's, and that's Nikola Jokic. Joel Myers along with Brendan Haywood. First of all, congratulations. Tell us about the determination factor of this team, because you're missing a lot of guys, and then the unexpected source like Austin Rivers tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great game for us. It was Austin shot really well, especially lately, especially in late in the game, in the fourth quarter. We played with a lot of poise, with a lot of fight in ourselves, especially after that first run that they have in the first quarter. Then we actually won the first quarter. I think our defense was really good after. My bad. Especially in the first 3 quarters, 4 quarters is a little bit. They were kind of chasing. They had that they need to score mentality. So the most important thing that we won the game.
Nikola, walk me through that last possession at the free throw line, where a lot of times you see guys take that play off and just say, hey, I have an 80% free throw shoot at the line. I know he's going to make it. You were fighting for space in there and made a tip that kind of sealed that game.
I mean, just because even if you miss, just maybe to take some time. Dame can have really long range. He can shoot from everywhere. So just I didn't want to give him a lot of time. So if Monte missed like he did, I just wanted to fight for it a little bit, couple seconds. I think it was 3.7 or 3.8 on the clock. But I get the rebound and I score. So.
And also, I talked about how guys like Austin Rivers give guys like you the space to work. Tonight, we saw him hit 4 threes in the fourth quarter, and that gave you a lot more space to operate down the stretch. Talk about how big Austin Rivers was and how clutch he was for you guys in the fourth quarter.
He was really amazing. Just to have a shooter. The defense cannot help of him. It's amazing. We know that he is shooting the ball. That's what he do. But especially tonight, he won us the game. He brought that energy. He scored when we needed. He had big in the corner and one deep from the slot area, left slot area. So he was actually his defense was really good today too. So he was really good tonight.
Yeah, he was clutch. There's no question. But Nikola, your imprint was all over the game with 36 and 11 and 5 assists. Congratulations and thank you for your time once again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Appreciate it.
26-year-old. 40.
What a finish. 120-115 as the Denver Nuggets beat the Portland Trail Blazers and take the 2-1 lead in this 7-game series. Welcome back into our NBA TV studios. I'm Kristen Ledlow. It's Coach Sam Mitchell. He's Jason the Jet Terry. And guys, we're going to get to all of it. But first and foremost, the Blazers did what they could to keep it close down the stretch. But they've now lost the home court advantage that they stole in Game 1. What is your initial impression as to why this performance wasn't enough?
Well, when you watch how Portland plays, JT and I was talking about this off air, how difficult and how hard they have to work to get a shot. And then they're all jump shots. All right? They don't get any easy baskets unless they get a leak out. But then you look at Denver. They can throw the ball inside to the Joker and get a 2, and 1, make the defense collapse, kick it out, get wide open shots. So when you watch Portland play, it's too much one-on-one play. And then when you look at the stats, they're last in the league in assists. So it's hard to win. Like, you can win a lot of games in the regular season like that. But in the playoffs, when everyone knows what you're trying to do, they know who you are as a team, they're going to take certain things away. And now, for me, where does Portland go when them jump shots and threes are not falling?
Jet, you see it the same way?
No doubt. I mean, the Joker played phenomenal tonight, but take your hat off to Austin Rivers.
You're getting ahead of me.
Man, yeah. Austin Rivers, 16 points in the fourth quarter. He had 4 big threes. When it was game was going back and forth, they didn't have an answer. And again, a lot of it was like Coach said, inside out. A lot of tension to Jokic. Kicks it right out. One of the best passing big men we have in the game. Knock it down.
7 of 14 from the field. He was also 5 of 10 from deep. Let's get to Michael Malone live.
We'll get things started here. Open up with Mike Singer from the Denver Post.
Please. Thank you, Nick. before the game, I asked you about Austin, and you said it's a great story. The guys that you guys are using and that are succeeding in these moments. Can you describe what the bench was like when Austin went on his run in the fourth quarter over the final 6 minutes?
Yeah, I couldn't be happier for the kid. And I just told our team, I said, think about this. Guy was sitting at home for 2.5 months waiting for his phone to ring, and it wasn't ringing. And that to me is just crazy to even think about. Austin Rivers is a good player. He's played in 45 playoff games prior to this 2021 playoffs. And it just worked out for him and us that he's here. And the funny thing is, Mike, he scores 16 points in that fourth quarter, shooting into a really big basket. Prior to that, I felt he was turning down open shots. He wasn't shooting the ball. And I said to him 3 or 4 times, Austin, let it go, let it fly, shoot the ball when you're open. And, eventually in that fourth quarter he did, and he made big basket after big basket. So we're a resilient group, we're a tough group, and we take, we're like the Statue of Liberty, man. We take everybody. You come here, and you can bring something to the table to help us win a game. We're going to throw you out there. Whether it's Shaq, whether it's Marcus, whether it's Austin, could not be more proud of our group. The biggest thing is this, though. To be up 2-1 is great, but you can never be satisfied. You can never exhale. You can never come up for air. We have to have a better mindset to start the game in Game 4. We were not ready to play tonight. They came out, punched us in the mouth. Proud of our guys because we answered right away. We went on a run of our own, a big run to close out that first quarter to get back in the game. But that cannot be our mindset to start Game 4. We have to come out with a hit-first mentality and play with the lead instead of playing from behind.
Mark Kisla, Denver Post.
Hey, Coach. Little bit unusual question, as is my want. Mayor Michael Hancock was a little grumpy during the fourth quarter about the time it was 91-91 because he couldn't find the game on TV. Could you give him a recap of how you won this game and maybe even give him a call in the morning to make him feel better about you guys being up 2-1 in this series? Yeah,
well, I feel bad he wasn't able to watch it. Mayor Hancock and I have a great relationship. We get along. So I'll definitely reach out to him, Kiz, and kind of give him a recap. But the funny thing is this. In the third quarter, neither team could score. That was a really ugly quarter, 20-20. In the fourth quarter, neither team could get a stop, 36-36. And even late, I thought they made a couple of really tough shots, as Dame and CJ are known to do. But we talked about going into this series. The three-point line will be a really important factor in determining who wins or loses. Game 1, I think they had 19. Game 2, they had 16. Game 3, they had 14. So that number is going in the right direction, and they only shot 31%. So I thought our defense was much improved. Nikola was fantastic, 36, 10, and 5. And the bench, once again, the bench has been a deciding factor in all 3 games. Whoever bench has won, the head-to-head output has won. So proud of our bench group for coming in and providing a lift and a spark for us.
Brandon Cristal, KOA.
Well, and you know how many threes they're going to shoot, Coach. How good did it feel to knock down 20 of 38 and then only make 14, especially with Dame's struggles until those last couple?
Yeah, it was, Brandon, it was great to see. Obviously, they were up big early. I forget what the exact margin was, but Nikola comes down, hits back-to-back threes, and somehow we weathered that storm. That was really important. And then we go on. I think we closed the first quarter on a 19-4 run, which obviously is great offense and terrific defense. But, Michael Porter knocks down 3, Nikola 4, Austin 5, guys off the bench. And we had a lot of guys contribute to those 20 made threes. And, if you're going to be open, you have to shoot it. Obviously they gave us some different looks. They changed up some matchups. They went a lot smaller tonight. Cantor only played 5 minutes. And I thought late in the game, just playing through Nikola in the post was very effective. He's going to score, he's going to draw the foul, or he's going to make the right play and get Aaron Gordon to dunk. So, Game 4 will be its own entity, and we have to be ready for that one.
Vinny Benedetto, Denver Gazette.
Yeah, Michael, you've kind of touched on it multiple times, but what kind of things can you do to guard against complacency going into Game 4? Is it something you just have to kind of repeat, or is there something you can actually do to kind of guard against that?
Yeah, I think I just got to go around the locker room and smack him in the face, wake him up. We're going to talk about it, but really ultimately it comes down to our players' maturity, understanding, especially for the guys that have been here who have playoff experience. Being up 2-1 is great. It's the same situation they were in. They came into our building, won Game 1, and we were able to even it up. And, they're going to come out ultra aggressive because they're not going to want to go back to Denver down 3-1. So we're going to get everything, the kitchen sink, you name it, come Saturday afternoon. Very quick turnaround, a 1 o'clock game on Saturday. I think our game's on the Oxygen Network, so hopefully guys can watch that when it airs.
Ashley Neville, Mile High Sports.
Hey, Coach. So you guys have been pretty good on the road all season. What's the key to that? You guys continue to win on the road, especially with the fans now back in the stands. How do you prepare differently for that?
To be honest, Ashley, we don't prepare any differently. Our preparation is the same, 1 through 72 in the regular season, and now through 3 games in the postseason. I think to win on the road consistently, and I believe we had one of the best road records in Nuggets history this year. To be a really effective road team, you have to have mental toughness. You have to go into somebody else's gym and have a just us mentality. Your defense has to travel. You got to be able to guard teams on the road, and you can't beat yourself up with turnovers. So we did a better job in that area tonight in terms of only allowing 15 points off our 14 turnovers. But our guys are battle-tested. We're not afraid. We've gone into some of the tougher places to play, and we've won games. This is a tough environment to play. They have a great crowd here, and they make a really a very difficult arena to come in and get wins. But hopefully we can find ways to continue doing that moving forward.
Blazers coach Terry Stotts is also addressing the media.
He is committing some fouls out of frustration or fouls that you wouldn't consider good fouls, maybe not on the guy he's guarding necessarily, but how can he do a better job of staying on the floor for you when you need him?
Well, I don't remember all the fouls, but in the past he's had some probably poor decision fouls. I don't think that was the case tonight. He had the charge. He had I thought a couple of fouls probably were borderline fouls to begin with. So I didn't have a problem with that. I didn't think he committed any silly fouls or unwarranted fouls tonight.
No, the last one, no.
I don't know. I'd have to see a replay of it.
We're going to keep going here. Just a quick programming note. Nerf is going to be available shortly in the locker room Zoom room. Next question is coming from Agent McCord with Coin.
So, Coach, with this one coming down to three-point shooting, like you mentioned, what are the adjustments that you can make between now and Saturday to keep them off the three-point line a little bit stronger?
Well, so the first 2 games, they scored in the paint. So we outscored them by a bunch in the paint. So they scored inside in the first 2 games. They score outside tonight. As long as they're contested perimeter shots, we got to live with that. But the paint has been a priority, and we did a good job with that. I think three-point shooting can come and go, but as long as we take away the paint, I think that's an important thing.
Sean Hyken, Bleacher Report.
Terry, the adjustment of putting Rondé in instead of Ennis in the second half, is that something you think you might stick with going forward, or would you anticipate Ennis having that spot in the rotation so he normally has?
I haven't thought about that, but I thought Rondé played well, so I have no qualms about putting him in Game 4.
Aaron Fentress, the Oregonian.
Coach, Carmelo got hot in the fourth quarter, but other than that, there's 2 games in a row now where the advanced production hasn't really been there like it was in the first game. Are you pretty concerned about this, or is it just something you think will work itself out?
Look, we just got to score. I've said this before, whether it's off the bench or the starters, as long as our shots are there, Melo got hot late. It is what it is. To me, the story was with the three-point shooting. I thought we got good looks. The guys who took threes for us, I thought they were good threes. So I'm not as concerned. It's good when we get scoring off the bench. As I've said, my concern is how we